And I think this goes further. I think we've romanticized chaos. We've romanticized being busy. You feel important, you feel needed. But imagine years of this, you're going to be exhausted. I think a lot of entrepreneurs are building businesses that create lives that they secretly don't want. And before you get mad, hear me out. Because I hear a lot of the same thing from business owners. You're always putting out fires, you're always working, I'm so busy, it gets harder the bigger that it grows. And I even see videos on Instagram of like being a business owner will have you looking like you're in a toxic relationship and it's just them at dinner pacing back and forth on the phone, or them on vacation and just still sitting on their computer. And I want to say I'm a business owner and that is not the life that I want, and that's not the life that I'm experiencing. Yes, I have a small business. Yes, we're not that big. We only have a handful of employees, but we've been open for 4 years. And I don't live my life like that. I am not constantly stressed out. And let me be honest with you, the reason I created this business is to not be constantly stressed out because I wanted freedom. But I think your life will look stressful and look busy if that's the type of business that you build. So this week I met some new people and they were telling me like, "Oh, you're a business owner?" They didn't know anything about me besides the fact that I just said I run a small business. And they were telling me like, "Oh, you're a business owner? Like, oh my God, it's so hard. And like, you're new, you'll see. You're always going to be putting out fires. Like, you're always going to be busy. It's so stressful, but like, you're new. Like, you'll see. Just wait. It gets so hard." The funny thing is that they didn't ask me anything about my business, but they were describing to me what my business feels like. And I sat there thinking, like, so you're telling me about your business. You're telling me about your experiencing and your experience, and you're projecting it onto me because that is not my business. That is not my experience. And I think this goes further. I think we've romanticized chaos. We've romanticized being busy and being productive. It's almost something that I notice people bragging about. "I've only slept for 4 hours," or "I'm so busy," or "Oh my God, I have so much to do," or they're just like always on the phone acting so important. Cool, but that doesn't impress me. It tells me that your business depends on you, and that's not the life that I want. And yes, when I first started my therapy practice, I was doing a lot of things. I was answering the phones, I was building the website, I was seeing clients, I was doing consultations, I was building the systems, I was doing the marketing. Here's one thing. I always knew that that is not going to be permanent. That wasn't the dream. That was just the first chapter. That was just me building the foundation to get to a place where I don't have to do all those things. That was me building the structures and the systems that would then be able to carry my business into scaling it into where it is now and where it's going to be next year and in 5 years and in 10 years. Because it's unsustainable to be the one always being an employee in your business, working for your business. Instead, I choose to be the founder of my business, the CEO of my business. So I focus on different things, and that is what my business requires. That is the energy that my business requires to grow. Because if I'm so busy picking up the phones and doing day-to-day administrative things, and I don't have the freedom or the time or the energy to think about growing my business and scaling my business. And I think the problem is a lot of founders get addicted to being needed. They convince themselves that they are the only ones who can solve the problems. They are the ones that need to be in control, and they don't put trust in other people. And of course, in order to trust other people, we need to focus on training other people and creating a structure and a system for them where they can succeed, where they know what they need to do. And they feel comfortable in making small decisions, obviously not big, like founder level decisions, but where they can actually know how the business runs and like what they need to do throughout the day without always reaching out to you. And honestly, if we don't learn to let go of this control, it feels good at first because, yes, I am needed. I am here to answer all the questions. I am always available. And you feel important, you feel needed. But imagine years of this, you're going to be exhausted. So this week, for example, I met up with my friend in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week, and we just kind of sat on my couch and like just talked for a little bit. And then a couple of days ago, my friend was kind of sad because he had a personal situation and like a breakup in his relationship. And I said, okay, you know what? Let me come over. Let me come over because I know that my business is going to survive without me. And it might look like I'm not working, but everything that I did in that foundation building stage is what set me up to be in this place where I can step away and I know everything is still going to work the way that it needs to. People see freedom, but they don't see our operations manual. They see me getting coffee, but they don't see my hiring process. They see me going out with my friends, but they don't see the SOPs. They see me enjoying my life, but they don't see the systems that I created. That's a part that no one talks about. Your calendar today is a result of the decisions that you made 6 months ago in your business. So your systems become your lifestyle. How you treat your business then dictates how you treat your life. So if you created a business where every employee needs your approval for every single thing, your life becomes anxiety. But if you took the time to build systems and build foundations and have policies and procedures that everybody knows and everybody follows, then your lifestyle becomes trust. Trust that they know what to do. They have very clear responsibilities outlined. Nobody is doing anybody else's job. Everybody has one job. Everybody understands what they do. And of course, my employees always know, like, if you need me, call me and text me. But really, it happens so rarely because we meet regularly once a week already, or once a month, depending on what the job is, to check in on those things and make sure that everybody knows what they need to do. And I always love asking the question, is there anything that I need to do to help you do your job easier, to help you understand what needs to be done easier, to help you make those day-to-day small decisions that you need to make easier? If we notice certain situations or problems kind of happening over and over again, it becomes a policy, right? If there's an issue that we're noticing many times that my assistant, for example, has to call me about and check in about, we create a policy for that and we put it in writing, and now everything is self-explanatory. If this happens, this is what you do. And although I say we've glorified working hard, I'm not here to say that running a business is easy, but I think there are certain things we can do that will dictate the type of lifestyle that we live. So yes, building systems is hard, hiring is hard, training people is hard, but the hardest part out of all of that is letting go and trusting. And I'd rather learn once to let go, build the systems, build trust between me and my employees, create a structure where they also feel safe and comfortable knowing what to expect, knowing what their responsibilities are, and knowing how to handle their one job, and then letting go and trusting that they're going to do their job, and then I am free to do my job, which is not being busy, which is not answering phones, which is not doing any administrative work. Then I can actually focus and have the energy and time to sit and think, to plan, to grow, to scale, instead of doing day-to-day operations. So every time we have a problem, I think to myself, okay, I am going to solve this problem. We are going to work together. I'm going to make sure that everybody is okay, everybody knows what to do. But how do I make sure that this is the last time that I am needed to solve this problem? I think a lot of people are focused on solving today's problems, but I'm focused on solving the future problems too. Because if you're solving the same problems over and over again and cleaning the same mess over and over again, then that's an issue. That's a systems problem. And if you don't have a business, like, this mindset can be implemented in all areas of your life. It could be implemented to health. It could be implemented to your morning routine. Do you wake up every morning and think, okay, what do I do today? Oh my goodness, do I need to work out? Do I need to do this? Do I need to do that? Like, what time is it? Or do you have a system in place that helps you to know what exactly you need to do? And of course, there should be some flexibility in that, especially I believe for women, we need that flexibility because we operate on a different cycle every week. But I truly do believe that it's systems first, and then the lifestyle that we live is a result of that. So if this is the kind of stuff that you're into, I'm building my therapy practice in real time with you. Subscribe to my channel. I make videos weekly about confidence, mindset, emotional flexibility, regulation, and just really having the audacity to be unapologetically yourself. Because I also believe we need more conversations like this about actually deciding what type of life you want and then figuring out what you need to do to make that a reality instead of just hoping for it or wishing for it or waiting for it or kind of living in uncertainty of like, well, what's going to happen next. The next time somebody tells you a certain opinion, I want you to ask yourself, like, are they actually talking about me or are they talking about themselves and that's their experience?